All right, get ready because we're diving deep into All-American Homecoming today.
Ooh, I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, you guys sent in a super detailed summary of the show.
Awesome.
So we're going to unpack everything about it.
Cool.
Not just like the basic plot points, but like why people are talking about this spinoff so much.
Yeah, what makes it special?
Exactly. And it all starts with this super vibrant HBCU called Bringston University.
Right. It's like stepping onto this campus, buzzing with history and ambition and a powerful sense of community.
Yeah, and what I think is so fascinating is how the show uses Bringston, this fictional HBCU,
Yeah.
to really dive into a world that we just don't see a lot in like mainstream media.
Yeah, it's not just a backdrop, is it?
No, it's like a character in itself.
Totally.
The history, the unique challenges HBCUs face,
Yeah.
the triumph.
And it really tackles those issues like funding and resources, the whole conversation around that.
Mm-hmm. It makes you think.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's jump into the characters who are driving this whole story.
Okay.
We've got Simone Hicks
Our tennis prodigy.
and Damon Sims, our baseball star.
Yes.
I think Simone's journey is really interesting.
Oh, for sure.
You know, she's coming from All-American over to Bringston,
Mm-hmm.
and there's this drive to prove herself
Yeah,
in this new environment. And I feel like a lot of people, maybe even our listeners,
definitely.
can relate to that feeling
Oh, 100%.
of like trying to find your place, make your mark.
Especially in a new setting, yeah.
Totally. And then you've got Damon,
Right.
who chose to go to Bringston.
Even though we had other options,
Yeah, he had other opportunities.
which says a lot about him.
It does. And then when you layer on top of that his personal connection to the school
Mm-hmm.
and the legacy that his family has there.
Yeah, that just adds this whole other level of depth.
Totally. And what I really appreciate is that the show doesn't just portray them as like stereotypical athletes, you know?
No, not at all.
They're dealing with real life stuff.
Absolutely, like balancing academic.
Yeah, and figuring out who they are outside of their sport.
And their relationships.
It's like they're whole people, you know?
Yeah, they're multifaceted.
Yeah, and it makes them so much more relatable.
For sure.
Like there's this one scene where Simone is like really struggling with this physics problem.
Oh, yeah.
And instead of just giving up or whatever, she goes and finds a tutor.
At the student center.
Yeah, at the student center at Bringston.
It really highlights that support system that you find at HBCUs.
Right, and it's not just like social support.
No, it's academic, it's emotional, it's everything.
Exactly.
It's a whole community coming together.
I love that. And speaking of community,
Yes.
one thing that really struck me from the summary we got is how All-American Homecoming emphasizes
Yes.
that strong sense of community and cultural pride at Bringston.
Oh, absolutely. You can feel it.
It's like you're right there on campus with them,
Totally.
experiencing it all firsthand.
It's like you said, that sense of community is what HBCUs are known for.
Yeah, and you see it in the show through the step shows, the homecoming events, even just like the everyday interactions between the students.
Yeah, there's this warmth and shared history that permeates every scene.
Yeah, and it's not just about attending classes.
Right.
It's about being part of something so much bigger, you know, a legacy.
Exactly. And that shared experience, that collective history, it adds another layer to the characters' personal journeys.
Absolutely. It's like the university itself becomes a character,
Yeah, I like that.
shaping their growth and their decisions.
Totally.
And it's not just the setting that feels authentic, right?
Yeah.
The diversity of the cast, their individual stories,
Is refreshing.
and how they tackle issues like self-doubt and social pressure
Mm-hmm.
in such a real way. It's so relatable.
Yeah, it's like they're speaking to our own experiences.
Exactly.
It's so cool to see a show that portrays Black college life
Yeah,
in such a nuanced and multifaceted way.
totally. And it's not just about entertainment. It's actually sparking these important conversations.
Yes, about HBCUs and their role in education and society.
Yeah, it's raising awareness about the challenges they face.
And prompting viewers to think about how they can support these institutions.
It's like the show is shining a spotlight on the value of HBCUs.
Absolutely.
And that's having a real impact beyond the screen.
I think so too. And it's not just like raising awareness, right? It's like challenging viewers to think about their own roles in supporting HBCUs.
Totally, yeah.
Whether that's through like advocacy or donations or even just like spreading the word.
Absolutely. The show definitely makes you root for Bringston.
Oh, yeah.
Not just the characters, but like the institution itself.
For sure.
It's like this underdog story,
Yeah.
you know, fighting for its survival, its legacy.
Right. And one of the articles you sent mentioned a study
Oh, yeah.
showing this surge in applications to HBCUs
Wow.
after the show premiered,
That's amazing.
which is like tangible evidence of its impact, you
Yeah.
know? Inspiring a whole new generation to consider these schools.
That's so cool. It's like the show is serving as this modern-day ambassador for HBCUs.
Yeah, totally.
Breaking down those misconceptions and showcasing what makes them so unique.
And all the amazing experiences they offer.
Yeah, there's this one scene where Damon is giving a campus tour to a prospective student.
Oh, right.
And the student initially had reservations about attending an HBCU, but then Damon talks about this tight-knit community.
Yeah.
The legacy of Black excellence, the feeling of being seen and celebrated for who you are.
That's powerful.
It is. It's like that quote by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Oh, yeah.
The function of education is to teach one to think intensively and to think critically.
Right.
Intelligence plus character, that is the goal of true education.
And Brixton really embodies that.
They do. They nurture both the minds and the spirits of their students.
It's about fostering this holistic learning environment where students can excel academically while also developing their sense of self.
Yes, and their connection to community.
Exactly.
And we can't forget about the supporting cast. They're not just there to fill the background.
No, they're not.
They each bring their own complexities and storylines to the narrative.
They're like fully fleshed out characters in their own right.
Totally, like Keisha McCallum, the resident advisor.
Right, she's such a great character.
She helped Simone adjust to life at Brixton.
Yeah, she's like this anchor for her.
And she's dealing with her own aspirations.
While also being this super supportive friend.
Which a lot of us have experienced that in college, right?
Oh, for sure. That's so relatable.
And then there's Thea Mays.
Simone's rival on the tennis court.
Yeah, she initially seems super intense, almost intimidating. But as the show goes on, we start to see this vulnerability beneath the surface.
Yeah, her story touches on the pressures of staying at the top.
Yeah.
The fear of failure and trying to balance ambition with personal well-being.
Right. It's a reminder that everyone, even those who seem like they have it all figured out, is dealing with their own internal struggles.
Absolutely. And it's what makes the show so much more than just your typical sports drama.
Yeah, it's about real people dealing with real issues.
And let's not forget the romance.
Ooh, the romance.
There's definitely a spark between Simone and Damon.
There is.
But it's not like the central focus of the show.
Right, it's woven into their individual journeys.
Exactly, which adds this nice layer of emotional depth.
Without overshadowing their personal growth.
Yeah, it's not like over the top or anything.
Organic, the will they won't they tension keeps you on your toes.
It does, and it's a testament to the writing.
Yeah.
How the show balances those lighter moments with the heavier themes of identity, family, finding your place in the world.
Absolutely. And speaking of heavier themes, one of the things that struck me from the summary is how the show explores the complexities of being a young Black athlete in today's society.
It's a crucial aspect of the show's narrative.
It is.
It doesn't shy away from those conversations about race and representation.
Right. And the unique pressures faced by Black athletes both on and off the field.
There's that scene where Damon gets pulled over by a police officer.
Oh, yeah.
While driving back to campus.
That scene was intense.
It was. You could feel the tension.
Definitely.
And it speaks to a very real fear that many Black men experience.
Yeah, it's a reality for a lot of people.
And the show tackles it head on.
It does, prompting viewers to confront some uncomfortable truths.
About systemic racism and how pervasive it is.
Absolutely. And it does so in a way that feels authentic and relatable.
Yeah.
Without being preachy or heavy-handed.
It's like the characters' experiences feel grounded in reality.
Right, which makes the show's message even more powerful.
And it speaks to the importance of having diverse voices behind the camera.
For sure.
Writers and producers who can bring these stories to life.
With nuance and authenticity.
Exactly. And the show's creators have spoken about the importance of representation.
Yeah.
Both in front of and behind the scenes.
It's evident in every aspect of the show. It is. So let's shift gears a bit and talk about the show's critical reception.
Oh, yeah. What are the critics saying?
We've got some reviews and articles here, so I'm curious to hear your take.
Well, the response has been overwhelmingly positive.
Really?
Yeah, critics have praised the show for its fresh perspective, the relatable characters, and its authentic portrayal of HBCU life.
That's great to hear.
Yeah, one review even called it a must-watch for anyone who wants to understand the Black college experience.
Wow, what about the viewers?
Oh, they love it.
They do.
Especially on social media.
What are they saying?
They really appreciate the positive representation, the complex characters, and how the show manages to entertain while also tackling important social issues.
It sounds like it's really struck a chord with people.
It has. It's definitely carved out a niche for itself.
Yeah.
and attracted a dedicated fan base who are eager to see these stories told.
And these voices amplified.
Exactly.
That's something worth celebrating.
It is.
It's a testament to the power of storytelling.
Absolutely.
And how it can connect us across differences.
Yeah.
Spark conversations and inspire change.
I couldn't agree more. All-American Homecoming is a prime example of how entertainment can be a force for good.
For sure.
Challenging us to think critically, empathize with others, and engage in meaningful dialogue about the world around us.
So, before we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I want to bring it back to our listeners.
Yes.
We've covered a lot of ground, but there's always more to explore.
Right, and we encourage you to watch the show for yourselves.
Yes.
Form your own opinions.
And engage with the show's themes and characters on a personal level.
What resonates with you? What makes you think? What questions does the show raise for you?
Those are the types of questions that lead to a deeper understanding and engagement.
Exactly. Every deep dive is like a collaborative process.
It is.
A journey of discovery between us, the experts, and you, our curious listeners.
So keep exploring.
Yeah. What aspects of All-American Homecoming intrigue you the most?
What connections do you make to your own experiences?
Or to the world around you?
We're so eager to hear your thoughts.
Yeah.
And continue this conversation.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about Simone's journey to Brankston, Damon's family legacy, the financial troubles the school's going through.
Right.
But there's this one scene, I don't know why, but it really stuck with me.
Which one?
It's from the Homecoming episode.
Oh, yeah.
Where they're all getting ready for this step show competition.
Oh, man, that episode's so good.
The energy is just electric. You can, feel the weight of tradition, the pride, the determination to win, to uphold Brankston's step legacy. I get chills just thinking about it.
You're so right. It's more than just a dance competition.
Yeah.
It represents something way deeper.
Yeah.
That connection to their shared history. The passing down of traditions.
Yeah, it's like they're carrying a torch.
Yeah.
And you see it on everyone's faces, the way they're supporting each other, how hard they're pushing themselves.
Yeah, they're giving it their all.
There's just this incredible sense of camaraderie and shared purpose.
It's like they're all bound together by this common goal.
Yeah. And there's this moment, Simone's struggling with one of the steps.
Oh, right. And Keisha steps in.
Yeah, Keisha comes over and helps her, gives her some encouragement.
It's such a small gesture, but it says so much.
I know. It really speaks to the whole supportive environment
that Brankston fosters.
Yeah, those small moments, those acts of kindness and solidarity, they're what bring the show to life.
For sure.
Makes you believe in the power of community.
Absolutely.
How we can all lift each other up.
Yeah, and achieve great things together.
It really makes you think about your own support system, too.
Totally.
The people who have helped you along the way.
The communities you've been a part of.
Yeah, it's a powerful reminder that we need each other.
We do.
One of the articles you sent, it highlighted the impact that All-American Homecoming is having on viewers, especially young Black viewers.
Right. A lot of them have said they feel seen.
Yeah, represented.
By the characters and their stories.
Which is so important.
It is.
Especially in a media landscape that still lacks so much diversity.
And authentic representation.
Exactly.
It's crucial for young people to see themselves reflected on screen.
To know their stories matter.
Yeah.
Their voices deserve to be heard.
And All-American Homecoming does that so well.
It does. It's not just about entertainment anymore. It's about empowerment.
Inspiring a whole new generation.
To dream big, embrace their heritage.
To strive for excellence.
It's also about challenging those who maybe aren't familiar with HBCUs to broaden their perspectives.
To learn something new.
Yeah, appreciate the richness and diversity that's out there.
Exactly. It's a reminder that we all have something to learn from each other.
Our differences make us stronger, right?
Totally.
And together we can create a more inclusive and equitable society.
So I guess to wrap up our deep dive into All-American Homecoming.
Yeah.
What are your final thoughts?
I think if you're looking for a show that's going to entertain you, inspire you, and maybe challenge you to think a little differently, then All-American Homecoming is definitely worth checking out.
Definitely. But don't just passively watch.
Right. Engage with it.
Yeah. Ask yourself questions, draw connections to your own experiences.
Think about what the show's trying to say.
And how you can apply those messages to your own life.
What communities do you cherish?
How can you create those spaces of belonging and support for yourself and for others?
At the end of the day, that's what really matters, Yeah. Connection, community, the power of shared experience.
That's a wrap on our deep dive into All-American Homecoming.
It's been fun.
It has. It's been a pleasure exploring this show with you.
Absolutely.
And we hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have.
We'll catch you on our next deep dive.
Remember, there's a whole world of knowledge out there just waiting to be discovered.
So stay curious.
Keep diving deep.
Today is your lucky day. Today is the day that our $3 website works for you, paying you directly to your PayPal daily. Imagine $3 ongoing continuous payments to your PayPal account. Imagine falling asleep and waking up to $300 in your PayPal account. How would this make you feel? How could this help you? What bills could you pay? What kind of fun could you have? What does that retirement look like now? All for a one-time payment of $3. This website is DFY done for you, fully built and completely hosted, and never stops collecting payments for you. You have spent $3 on coffee on a regular, but that coffee won't help you create multiple streams of income. Click the link below.